Record in the A-League of 4 consecutive away wins. Their previous 3, and their only 3 away wins this season, have all come in New Zealand in the last month and a bit. They thought they had an early corner, Eric Partaloo, but none given. But both sides have to do a little bit more in attack to try and get an opening in this one.
Yeah, they do. It's been a tale of the 2 goalkeepers, really, but both sides persisting to play out from the back, and it's really intriguing to watch this unfold because both sides have coughed up chances from doing so, and how long will it be before somebody puts it in the back of the net? But neither team want to take a backward step, and I think that's the most positive thing to take away from that first half.
Nabbout with plenty of numbers forward. Mehmeti dealt with by Natta. Here comes Atkinson. Is he tripped? Yes, by Daniel Wilmering. It was unintentional, I think. No, the yellow card has come out, so clearly Casey Rybelt feels that that one was a professional foul, if you like. He's still pleading his innocence there. Oh, Daniel Wilmering.
Mark Milligan can't believe it. I'd love to see just before that. I'm sure he had eyes for the ball, and it looked a long time after if there was contact for the legs to be clipped of Atkinson. Either way, it's a smart one from Nathaniel Atkinson to get Melbourne City this opportunity.
Aziz Bajic coming and having a word to Emin Jurakovic, who's gone and passed on a message to Medin Mehmeti, I think. So it is Jurakovic, it is Mehmeti. Well, I think that was the word. And Aziz Bajic just telling Mehmeti, glance it, get a glance on it.
Yeah, too much Vegemite on that one for Mehmeti. Just needed to head it down or let it go. He's quite a distance away from trying to score, but when you see something in the air as tasty as what Bajic has been putting in there, you just want to put your head on it.
Wilmering can't control. Ferreira all the way back to Beach. The presence of Samuel Suprayon also brings an extra layer of stability at the back for City. And now they can try and break forward with Jurakovic down that left-hand side. Jurakovic, the cross is a good one. Oh, so close to an own goal. Mark Natta with the decisive touch across the face of goal, taking it away from the attackers.
Well, that's where you want to put it, in the avenue of apprehension. Right there, Natta just gets a little touch on this one. It was moving all over the place. He's so lucky that didn't go in his own net.
The corner for Jurakovic, who delivered that telling cross. Near post, a glancing header from Nabbout. Taylor and Bajic straight back on the offensive. Aziz Bajic blocked by Shaughnessy. Really bright start from both sides at the start of this second half, and while defences have been on top, it hasn't been for a lack of trying from either side. There's really been 2 sides trying to play positive football, but the defence is just too strong at the moment. Here's Kuhn. Chips it up towards Nabbout, the punch from Delianov. City come again, Atkinson. Trying to just turn the screw here, City. Atkinson, that's nicely done, past Clayton Taylor. The cross, Natta there again. Kai Trewin. Suprayon's turn to make a run forward. Jurakovic goes again. Max Burgess back helping out his defence at the moment. Unfortunately, it's just a little too tight. Dobson does well to steal in. Suprayon won't allow that to get away. That is a classic time for Samuel Suprayon to step in and produce one of those professional fouls. He's landed heavily on Dobson as well.
Yeah, it's got to hurt. Will Dobson there. And it's a big part of the game, isn't it? We've been mentioning it week after week about these sorts of professional fouls and how they're not all yellow cards, because it stops a promising attack, and it's frustrating to watch because teams know they can get away with it if they're cute enough.
Clayton Taylor, that's a good ball for Lockie Rose. Helps it on, Dobson. Dobson strike! It's hit the stanchion behind the goal. Bit of an optical illusion. Looked as though it was in, and then looked as though it bounced back off the post. Was neither.
I think Patrick Beach is beaten. It's a great little piece of striker's hold-up play from Lockie Rose. Hasn't had a lot to do, but he did everything right there, just to play it on. And it was a good strike, good technique.
And City begin to build up from the back. Let's go down quickly to Tim Morgan, who's got some news out of the sheds. Tim, we'll hang on just a moment, perhaps. Little ball over the top for Shaughnessy. Grozos settles. Tim.
Yeah, just getting word of the message in the Melbourne City sheds at the halftime break. Really, Vidmar really wants his team to start moving the ball quicker, and basically words to the effect of stay on side for the love of God. There was a few more expletives, I believe, in that message, but certainly wants his team to get on side more in this second half.
Fantastic. Well, he might 5-6 offsides, including the disallowed goal. Wilmering outside. Clayton Taylor drives it in hard. Grozos with Will Dobson. Had one sighting on goal. He's already got 3 goals this season. It's been a breakout campaign for Will Dobson. Here he goes again. It falls to Lockie Rose. Oh, his pass was under hit for Bertolicio.
It is clear Melbourne City have been asked to go and be more intense and have more intent going forward, but can they match Newcastle Jets? They just replied in the last couple of minutes with, okay, you want to step up the intensity? So will we.
Bertolicio turns inside. Dobson, the little one too. Here's Burgess. Bertolicio again. Burgess, that's a good ball. Oh, Clayton Taylor, the first time pass. It's a good idea.
Well, you just love to see somebody take a little bit more ownership there. You're inside the D, you've got a ball to your feet, touch forwards, go and have a hit. It's as simple as that for Clayton Taylor. And they're trying to be a little bit too cute at times.
It looks as though Mark Milligan has decided it's time for a change as well. Just Van Stratton, the goalkeeping coach, giving the individual set-piece instructions to Lockie Bayliss and Kota Mizunuma. Aurelio Vidmar has gone for the jacket at half-time as it gets cooler and cooler here. Lockie Bayliss started the last game. That 3-1 win away in Auckland. Suprayon with Schreiber. Oh, it's under hit. Cohen's been robbed by Dobson. Oh, he's done brilliantly. Will Dobson still is the right side. He's dragged to the ground, stays on his feet somehow. Dobson crosses. It's still there. Clayton Taylor. Wilmering. Wilmering still. Lockie Rose, first time ball. Taylor, oh, he was looking for Burgess. They just can't fashion out that shot at the end of all this intricate play, the Jets.
But it is coming, and I thought maybe the referee would have gone to a notebook there, because Will Dobson, you've got to give him a round of applause for staying on his feet and continuing and wanting to go forward. Such is the attitude that nothing's going to drag them down, the Newcastle Jets. They just want to roll forward.
Now Kai Trewin over the top. Andreas Cohen. The cut back again. Oh, Grozos was good there. The flag does go up again, so that message hasn't got through.
You've got to give credit to Newcastle. It is the high line, but if the coach has said that at halftime, which he would have, you just can't get it wrong. You're better off letting that ball go into that zone and make a late run and then go and put pressure, because the game gets stopped, and then you give Newcastle a chance to come back in the game and keep possession.
There is Mark Natta. As Andreas Kuhn looks to close down. Clayton Taylor drifting into a little bit of space. City with so many numbers back. So well organised defensively. Best defence in the land last season. Eli Adams cross cleared. He goes again. Shaughnessy and Grozos. A little miscommunication between the two of them. Alicio all the way back to Delianov eventually. You could hear that call. Oh, completely missed by Aziz Bates. That's a rare one. 3 on 3. The early ball is a good one for Clayton Taylor. Oh, he's missed it. What an opportunity. It was a brilliant pass from Eli Adams. And Clayton Taylor, who's been in great form in recent weeks, blasted it over with just the keeper to beat.
Yeah, Bates missed that one completely. And Adams, what about the pass with the outside of the foot? German Ferreira just doing enough to put him off, and that's going to be his last action. Eli Adams. It's a really nice pass forward. They could not capitalise.
Well, that's the best we've seen from Eli Adams this afternoon. It wasn't his most outstanding performance in a Jets jersey this season. Costa Grozos has also made way. Have a look at this pass again.
And just check out the defending. That little touch there is the reason why he has to hurry the shot, and he puts it over the bar, and he did not get plugged for a foul because he kept it quiet and he kept it professional.
So Bayless and Cotta into the game. Eli Adams and Costa Grozos making way, so Max Burgess has inherited the captain's armband. As back we go to Delianov. Joe Shaughnessy, the Irishman. Most recently played for Dundee. Spent most of his career, nearly all of his career, in Scotland, the former Irish under-21 international. Berdalicio with Burgess. Dobson. Burgess able to turn. Here's Natta. Wilmering opening up on this left-hand side. It's a good ball to take out Mehmeti. Taylor. Burgess again. Oh, Dobson going for the flick, and it's come unstuck, and Jurakovic can get away, and that's going to be... Well, that is almost a red, you know, because it was so obvious and could have been dangerous. It's a professional foul. It's a yellow card for Berdalicio. A dark yellow.
Well, this is what we're talking about. Give away possession. The team has the advantage. I think you're right, Robbie. I think you're absolutely spot on. I don't... And that's why Aziz Bayic goes out, because you can hurt someone doing that. It's not about stopping the play. That it doesn't look so bad from that angle, but he has a swing at the leg, and anything can happen. The way you fall. Yeah, it's a dodgy one.
Wilmering sets off after that one. Atkinson will get there first. Can he keep it in? He can. Here's Schreiber. Got a couple of changes coming from Melbourne City now as well. Atkinson, low cross, not a bad ball. Delianov with the save. We've got Max Caputo and Alessandro Lopane preparing to come into the game. Alessandro Lupane, who's been missing much of the season, in the end of last year with an ankle problem. There you see the live ladder, a draw that sees City climb above Brisbane, but a win will bring them 2 extra points and see them above Macarthur, while for Newcastle they climb up to just outside the 6. St. Schreiber makes way for Alessandro Lupane, and it's Andreas Kuhn who comes off for Max Caputo. So Medin Mehmeti is heading left, I think. Mehmeti and Emin Jurakovic just showed the 2 hands up to the coach. Number 10 for me, is it? Not bad for the youngster.
What does it mean for Andrew Naboot? I think it means him playing out on the right-hand side, where I think he's going to get joy playing off Max Caputo. I'd love to see these 2 combined, because that forward run just hasn't worked for him tonight, Andrew Naboot.
Just a bit too quick to get away with it, get rid of the ball there, Caputo. He had runners all alongside him. Mehmeti looking for Max Caputo, just overhit.
It actually might help Melbourne City having Max Caputo making that forward run. He's not as quick and maybe just not as sharp upstairs in terms of his development yet. Naboot knows where to run, when to run.
Well, one back by Truan.
But I'd love to see him continue to make that run, because that's what's required, just to slow it down a little bit in that final movement, that final decision as well.
There's changes for City coming just after the hour mark, so still plenty of time left in this one. Lupane. Very talented young player, Alessandro Lupane, who started out live playing a more attacking role at Western Sydney. He's been played as a 6 and an 8 by Aurelio Vidmar. You see him sitting alongside Kai Truan now at the base of that midfield. That's a good ball in behind, but Clayton Taylor won't get there.
Haven't seen many of those this evening, those threaded passes in between the fullback and the central defender. And it's because those lines have been pretty set, pretty solid. But yeah, that midfield plug's so important now for Melbourne City to gain the control in the middle, because Newcastle Jets are just springing onto everything as well.
Good strength from Mehmeti to find Bajic. Here's Suprayon. Ferreira with Naboot for Atkinson. Lupane charging forward, the cross in, dealt with comfortably enough by Natta. Foul on Dobson by Lupane.
It's a bit of a lazy cross, that, from Nathaniel Atkinson. His one a couple of minutes ago was superb. And once he got into that position again, I just thought he's going to whip this one right across the first post.
Mehmeti inviting Atkinson forward again. An ambitious effort.
Yeah, just that one there. If he beats that first man, Max Caputo knows exactly where that ball and that run should come from. But well done, Will Dobson again, getting the Jets out of trouble.
Kai Truan, very nicely done. Lupane. Good switch of play for Naboot. His cross, back post, oh, great ball. Perhaps just too close to the byline. No one could get there in time. Burgess with Dobson. The youngster accelerates. Mizunuma beaten to it by Kai Truan. It's an enormous amount of work, Kai Truan, in the middle of the park. The challenge from Berdalisio gives it back again. Burgess with Mizunuma. Made such an impact last season when he arrived. His set-piece delivery, the Japanese winger. His combination with L.A. Rose up front. Wilmering keeps it alive, but Ferreira is there. Lockie Bayliss with Mizunuma. Great little return ball. Bayliss. Mizunuma in support. It's another little 1-2. That one a little bit more difficult to pull off. So good as his badge. Outstanding again. Caputo. Back to goal against Nassau. Still great pressure coming all over the park. Oh, Lockie Rose, he's robbed Ferreira. Rose, the shot and the goal! He runs to the travelling supporters. Lockie Rose, and his 6th of the season. And Newcastle have struck again. Away from home, they have the lead, and it's theirs to lose now.
Well, Lockie Rose is in red-hot form. Now the outright top scorer of the A-League. And it was a mistake from Melbourne City, trying to play out, trying to keep possession. And it was just great work from Lockie Rose on the Harvey Norman replay. He just pinches the pocket of German Ferreira. They've been waiting for an opportunity to present itself this evening. And Lockie Rose as well gives Patrick Beach the eyes and goes the other side. It's a fabulous finish from the goal scorer. That's 3-2 now. And you wonder if Melbourne City have got it in them to get one back. It's a great goal.
Changes coming. Lockie Rose, he must have known. There's a smile on the face of Mark Milligan with his last touch of the match. As he makes way, Clayton Taylor also coming off. Ben Gibson is into the fray, and so is Xavier Bertoncello. Oh, what a season Lockie Rose is having. 8 last year. 6 now in this campaign. He got just 9 in total at MacArthur. He might well eclipse that in this single season.
If he's going to be the number 9 for the Newcastle Jets, the way they've been scoring, he will be getting double digits, 100%. And it was that game where he had to wait. That first half was hardly involved, the second as well. And that shows how good he is and how good his form is. Waiting, he was cold, and then when he had to score, bang, he put it in.
Clinical finish as well at the near post. Here's Naboot now. City back chasing the game. Naboot's ball all the way across the face of goal. Bertolicio kicks it into the legs of Mehmeti and wins the throw. And the away sides in this fixture continue to dominate over the last 4 years. The home team has not won since February 2022. It looks like it could well be heading that way again. Last season it was Lockie Rose in the 69th minute. He's got in early today, 2 minutes earlier. Ferreira. A rare mistake from the Argentine, who's had a really good season so far. Atkinson almost tackling Lupane.
It does beg the question, did he want that pass coming into him? It turned out of midfield and played it straight into his feet, and most of the time, 99% of the time, he handles that situation, and that's all it takes. And that's why you do ask the question sometimes, you know, why are you playing out in that area when you've got players facing forward with the bit between their teeth to try and win the ball back?
Atkinson with Lupane. Atkinson got it back, perhaps a little fortunately. Kai Truan gives it away. Mizunuma with Dobson. That pass just a little under hit. Here's Bajic now. Melbourne City. Do they have the firepower up front? Do they have the players capable in current form and in current formation to open up this side? Because it hasn't been happening so far. Scoreless against Sydney, scoreless against Melbourne Victory, scoreless against the Mariners, Brisbane. The goals have been hard to come by, and they need at least one just to avoid defeat here. Bertolicio does well against Aziz Bajic.
That's the question now. What do Melbourne City do? What do Newcastle Jets do? We talked about that live ladder. Newcastle sneaking their way in, getting in front of Melbourne City. That's exactly what they wanted, to come to Amy Park and get another result, but they are not taking a backward step. You can be sure of that. They'll continue to try and press for that second goal. And perhaps over the long piece for Mark Milligan, that might ask a few questions later on down the path, but for now, that's what we want to see.
Lawrence Wong coming into the game, just his second appearance of the season as he works his way back from that knee injury to full fitness. Emin Jurakovic, another good 72 minutes from him as he continues his apprenticeship at the very highest level in this country. Gibson, touchdown for Bayliss. Here's Mizunuma. Lawrence Wong has gone into that most advanced midfield 3 position. There he is, looking to put the pressure on Delianov. Here's Nata. City go all the way back to their goalkeeper, Patrick Beach. Kai Truan. Bajic back again. Great pressure from the Jets. If they can keep just a second clean sheet of the season, and we don't want to speak too soon. Bertoncello giving chase. Referee says nothing illegal in that challenge. Rubbing is racing.
He kept his feet with the first contact just here. There was a little bit of contact and he kept going there. And I dare say it, if he would have gone down, there might have been a different argument. But he did well to stay on his feet and then decided that he ran out of space and time. So it was the wrong decision in the end from Atkinson. But good defending from Bertoncello, not to give up on it.
Just to continue on the home team curse. The home team's failed to score in the last 5 of this fixture. The last 3 have finished 1-0 to the away side, so this could be a 6th scoreless home team performance and a 4th consecutive 1-0 win for the away side, unless things change in the next 16 minutes plus stoppages.
And that's the thing for Melbourne City, is that bringing Lawrence Wong on, who's had just the 1 appearance, which was last week, you basically are effectively saying, with 20 minutes, go and win us the game. And that's the bigger conversation around the league at the moment, with the youthfulness of it and the pressure on the kids. And they're put into this cauldron now, and some are handling it, some aren't. But it is a lot to ask of someone like Lawrence Wong. Go in and go and score us a couple of goals.
Here's Burgess, back to Delianov. Confident ball, if we can put it that way, for Wilmering. Wasn't too far away from Andy Naboot. Here's Mark Natta. He only finds Ferreira. Lupane, Ferreira again. The Jets players still charging around. What could be a factor in this final 15 minutes now is the fact that the Jets haven't played in 10 days. Melbourne City playing their 6th match in 3 weeks. They've been playing twice a week. Oh, as here is Lawrence Wong. Just misses at the near post.
Big opportunity in an important zone on the pitch. He was looking for the pass and putting his arm out to Aziz Bayic and said, play it earlier. And if it would have been, it would have given him a better chance to try and hit that one on target.
Another talented youngster. He's come through the entire Melbourne City development pathway, from the football school to the Melbourne City Academy. He joined at just 12 years of age. That is one thing that City have done very well, is bring these kids through. Got his first goal last year, a winner against Perth, and a 1-0 victory here. Here's Suprayon. Wong again. No pressure from Bayic. Ferreira. Ferreira. Nabu turning and facing forward. Lopani takes over. Here's Atkinson. Back for Andrew Nabu. Bertoncello's header. Truan. Straight into Dobson. Lopani. Atkinson. Lopani had to just stop a second to bring it back. It needed to have a bit more in it. Atkinson is trying to stretch out his groin as well. There are some tired bodies out there, particularly for Melbourne City.
It's got to be a chance. They've got to create a chance here. Melbourne City, they've got some tall numbers in there. Ferreira, Suprayon, he hit the posts in the first half. Can he go even closer here?
Jess Van Streten screaming instructions for the marking at the back from this set piece. Lawrence Wong delivers. Delianov comes and punches. Back in. Nata. Mizunuma. Has Bayic slipped? It's back in. Oh, to the back post. Caputo scurries after it. Squares it. And Shaughnessy clears the danger.
There's going to be a lot of pressure now. A lot of pressure building. I'm not sure the Newcastle Jets are equipped to handle it or keep Melbourne City from keeping coming and coming, because they're desperate to get that goal. They really are.
Free kick given away by Caputo. There was a bit of holding on before that, before Bertolicio goes to ground. Dobson changing his shirt after the collar just got ripped off the last one. Want to be looking your best on the big stage.
Well, it has been that sort of performance for Dobson this evening. He's had to get stuck in, and he's got through a lot of work, taking tackles, and there's another one.
Strong contact between Burgess and Atkinson. I think Atkinson may have come off second best there. He's been certainly more attacking in the last 15 minutes as urgency calls for that. But the Jets, Lockie Bayliss leading that press in midfield since he's come on. Dobson, the youngsters, got through a mountain of work as well. Max Burgess, he's not traditionally a number 6. Here he is again. But he is such a leader in this side, so necessary as well.
Prime example, looking for the ball, getting on it, deciding to go back to calm it down. he controls the tempo, and I think without Badalato, it's even more apparent tonight that he has to steady the ship for the Jets in the middle of the park. No Grozos there as well at the moment.
Here's Mizunuma, looking to win it back off Wong, and has done. Won the throw. Couple of changes coming again for Melbourne City. It's going to be Liam Bonatig coming on, and Ben Matseo as well, who's shaken off that quad niggle that's kept him out the last couple of weeks. Dobson for Mizunuma. They're double teamed on that side. Dobson, oh, it's a great run. Dobson flips it up towards Bertoncello. So close. Oh, we've spoken so often about how good this kid looks, but that was more good play from young Dobson.
To get things right inside the box is so difficult, and even more so when you're a youngster, because every ounce of you wants to have a reaction or to play the first thing that you see or have a strike at goal, and that just comes down to great awareness, comes down to great coaching and just having that calmness and understanding. So the understanding at such a young age is really shining through.
Suprayon, who will not be risked any more than need be. He's had problems with hamstrings. He comes off for Liam Bonatig, and Mehmeti comes off as well for the introduction of Ben Matseo. Scored his first ever goal against the Jets, Matseo. Bertoncello rides that challenge. Gibson, oh, it was just behind him. It could have gone down the line rather than into his feet, as is Bajic. Naboot, who's switched to the left now. Andrew Naboot with Aziz Bajic. Matseo at the back post. Naboot into the area. It's another corner. The 5th of the evening for Melbourne City.
Super timing from Bertolicio. Gets it right this time. He's been under the pump on that right-hand side.
All 5 substitutions made by Melbourne City. We saw the other night that came back to get them with their 3 windows, because they had an injured Kanamori and an injured Rahmani who couldn't receive treatment. Now Dobson is down, and the doctor has been called on, so Dobson is going to have to come off, at least momentarily, having received treatment, which will leave them defending this corner with just 10 players. A change is about to be made as well. It looks like Alex Nunez, who scored in the cup, well, there you see, he's just run out of steam. Dobson.
Yeah, looks goosed when he should be. He's been everywhere.
The corner is taken. Wong, here's Lapane. His shot blocked. Bajic onto the left, blocked again by Gibson. Matseo gives chase. He'll let it go out for another corner.
That should never happen from a corner. That was all too easy for Melbourne City. There's 2 out now. They're still wondering to go out or not, the Jets.
Substitution coming with Dobson, who'd already left the field of play. Nunez comes on. They've survived one hairy moment from that last corner. They don't want to do it again with a player down. Nunez in and immediately sends Bertoncello back in to the middle to do the marking on Matseo. They have to be careful here. It's a little bit disorganized. Wong's ball in, the touch, back post. Cleared by either Shaughnessy or Delianov, one of the two. And they survive again. Bajic. Too close to Delianov.
He wants that clean sheet. And it had to be an important save, this one, because it looked as though it hung up in the air and he had to get a piece of it. I think Shaughnessy was just trying to offer some protection in between himself and Andrew Naboot. That's good defending.
a good punch from Delianov as well to get it clear. Bonatig only just into the action. Look at the press coming from the Jets still. 5 minutes to go. They're up by a goal, but they're still trying to play this game in City's half of the field. It's 3-on-3 at the back. Here it comes, and Natta does well. Beach with Bonatig. Ferreira back to his goalkeeper, Lopane. Again, they're painting themselves into a little bit of a corner here. The Jets players continuing to work so hard. Beach in the end just goes long. Shaughnessy, well won in the air. Lopane, second phase ball for Atkinson. Ball through the middle for Caputo. And Delianov diving on the grenade.
It didn't explode. Atkinson just wouldn't sit down, and Caputo tried to run in behind. There was a little bit of space there for him. But the back line for the Newcastle Jets today have been superb in their timing and their bravery in keeping that high line and allowing Delianov to come forward.
Here's Matseo against Wilmering. The cross in, Caputo in the air. Delianov again. Let's have a look at the Paramount Plus player index as it sits with 4 minutes left. Lockie Rose, whose goal separates the two sides. He robbed Ferreira, who's still there in third place. It was a costly miss. Oh, and that's a good ball. Here they go. Bertolicio through on goal off the crossbar. Stunning strike. They claim that Beach got a touch on it. Well, the Jets were so close to game, set and match.
Oh, how good's the pass from Ben Gibson to get forward. That would have been all over Red Rover if that would have gone in.
Here's Wong again. Just not enough pace on the passing still. With the defensive effort from the Jets. Mark Milligan encouraging his side to continue to give every single ounce of energy they have. They lost their first 2 away matches before winning the next 3. The Newcastle Jets have never won 4 in a row away from home. They have 2 minutes plus stoppages to hold on. Naboot with Bajic. Wong could have turned out, looks back on that left-hand side for Bajic still. Wong again. Kai Truan. Space here for Naboot. And he just got caught in 2 minds. It's one for Gibson to chase. He's got pace. Will he have too much for Ferreira? Excellent defending from the Argentine.
Well, he didn't get that one wrong. He doesn't get much wrong, to be fair. But it's really interesting watching Newcastle Jets defending. They're all on the front foot. And there's 2 ways to defend, but you've got to understand what everybody else behind you is doing. They're all on the same page, which is why they're keeping City out of the game so far.
Atkinson, who was lunging for that one. Referee, he's got to be careful here, Atkinson. He's sitting on 4 yellow cards this season. Casey Rybelt wants a word to him about that challenge. He caught Lockie Bayliss. Well, there's nothing too wrong with that, to be fair.
Just might have been the angle that the referee saw the studs raised. He did get a little piece of the ball too.
It's all the more frustrating when there's less and less time left. Atkinson.
The official has indicated there will be a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. 4 minutes.
Wilmering. Ferreira's header. Burgess. Gibson. Here's Bayliss. We throw a blanket over nearly 3/4 of the players on the pitch there. There's no space. There's barely been any space all game. We've had a clash of heads here. Lawrence Wong has gone down, so has Shaughnessy. It looked a painful one.
Both players not protecting themselves, both watching the ball, but for Lawrence Wong that's going to be a bit worse off because it hits him right in the schnoz, right there. I'm surprised there's not been any blood so far.
Well, Shaughnessy down, but it looks a little bit more concern around Lawrence Wong. Let's hope he's okay. The concussion rule, which could come into play, would mean one more substitution for both sides. Not sure who that would necessarily favour at this stage of proceedings. 4 minutes have been added on. That's going to be added on again once we get going again. There's what's coming up for Melbourne City. They're at home to Auckland, then away MacArthur and the Phoenix and the Western Sydney Wanderers before the next Melbourne derby, the final Melbourne derby of the season, at home in round 18. That game against Auckland, their last of 7 consecutive home matches. While for Newcastle, Western Sydney Wanderers away, Phoenix at home, Brisbane at home, and then away to Adelaide on the 8th of February, and then a week later, Perth Glory away. Shaughnessy is ready to rejoin. I'm pleased to say so is Lawrence Wong. Both players do charge back onto the pitch. 90 seconds left in the original 4, but there's going to be a little bit more of that now. Trewin. Naboot. Oh, excellent defending. Lockie Bayliss has been good since coming on. He hasn't been a bad player on the pitch for Newcastle so far.
It's been a team performance defensively for Mark Milligan, and maybe people would have thought this is just an ultra attacking team going forward and scoring goals, and the understanding is that we'll just try and score one more than the opposition. Well, they've only needed one tonight to get through this one, and they've looked really good, all on the same page. And when you like that, as we've seen in the A-League this season, if you're up for it, usually you go on to win all 3 points.
Matseo looks up. It's a good ball for Lapane. The cross. Here is Lawrence Wong. It just wouldn't sit for him. Groans, agonising down from the stands around Amy Park. Matseo. Fouled by Gibson. Well, he could be there to add to his 3 goals, Ben Gibson, but more than that, his job is to just defend and wind down the clock. It's all hands to the pump at the moment for the Newcastle Jets. City have just lacked that little spark today, that little bit extra. They've had the ball, over 60% possession. They've had the shots, 11-7, but just 1 on target. And that was from Medin Mehmeti in the first half that was saved. Outstanding save from Delianov. But other than that, they just haven't threatened enough.
Yeah, it's going to be the 5th game that they've drawn a blank this campaign, Melbourne City. And the team that won the grand final last year, it's hard to believe that they're not scoring more. They're not defending well enough over the 90-minute period. Yes, the Asia competition, it does throw you around a little bit, but now they've had a lot of light and a lot of time to get it right. And it's very surprising.
Long from Atkinson. Caputo and Matseo giving chase. The throw for City. Atkinson again, Matseo, they need the ball in. They need to get a good cross in here. Atkinson goes again. Matseo, the cross driven in low. It's there for Caputo, great block. Mark Natter again. Outstanding work defensively. Still the corner to come. One more chance for Melbourne City. Patrick Beach is charging forward. The goalkeeper, can he be the hero? Atkinson. Looked like that might have hit a hand of Wilmering. It was outside the box. Wong still going. Lawrence Wong. Lapane. Wong again. Down to the byline. All across the face of goal. He hit it as hard as he could. So close for City, as is Bajic. We're in the 7th minute of stoppage time. The glancing header. Caputo's there. Look, Delianov with the save. Still it's alive. Atkinson blocked by Wilmering. Delianov again with the great save. And it's all over. The Newcastle keeper with the heroics. It's been a tough season for him, but he produced 2 great saves, including one right at the death there, to preserve a 2nd clean sheet of the season. Melbourne City pushed and pushed in that 2nd half, but it was too little too late. Lockie Rose with the goal midway through the 2nd half, robbing Herman Ferreira and then beating Patrick Beach with a cool head.
Just a super save, Robbie. Delianov all evening long has had to put himself in harm's way, getting down low, getting his 2nd clean sheet. Look what it means to him. It's a fabulous performance from the goalkeeper.
Great evening of football to wrap up the weekend. Lockie Rose, sole leading scorer in the Isuzu Ute A-League with 6 goals. Just as it was here a year ago, he gets the winner against Melbourne City. The away side wins again, all over at Amy Park. Melbourne City 0, Newcastle Jets 1. Well, let's have a look at the Alex Tobin points then at the end of this contest. James Delianov with those 2 outstanding saves. A great defensive performance, including from Mark Natter. But the match winner is Lockie Rose, his 6th of the season, and he's down there pitch side with Tim Morgan.
Yes, Lockie Rose is the ninja player of the match. He was the difference today, but I'll get to your goal shortly. But you had to fight right into the end. How proud are you of this defence, keeping a clean sheet here at Amy Park and ultimately securing the victory?
Yeah, super proud. Obviously, we wanted to build off last week's result, being down to 10 men and even 9. And we've come here today and kept a clean sheet against a really good side. They're always very good each year, and this season they're good as well. So for us to keep a clean sheet away from home, yeah, we're super stoked with that.
And your goal, you didn't have a huge amount of service. You had to be patient, but you really pressured them and managed to get it. How pleased with that were you?
Yeah, I was stoked with it, to be honest with you. Obviously, in the first half, I had a good chance, and credit to Tommy, made a good save. But yes, just wanted to obviously get a goal, because at the end of the day, as a striker, that's my job. And at the end of the day, though, it's credit to the boys. They did so well today, and for me, this is part of my job. So if I score, I score, and it helps the team. That's what I want to do.
Well, you're doing your job pretty well. You are top of the Golden Boot standings. Is that something that's motivating you at all? Something that you do